Good afternoon, everyone. I am very excited to invite you all to the HandsOn Connect Cloud Solution Connect University, where every week we learn new things about HandsOn Connect and Salesforce. Today's lesson is going to be on Trailhead. It's a really great product, and we're really excited, and I think it will really help all of our customers better understand and manage their Salesforce environment. So what is Trailhead? Trailhead is a free self-paced training tool that you can find very easily at trailhead.salesforce.com. And it's comprised of trails and modules and all these different components that essentially guide you through various features to learn about how to leverage your Salesforce environment. The best thing is that it's really fun. The entire Trailhead team has a lot of personality in the presentations. And at the end of completing the modules, you do earn badges. Think of them like your merit badge from when you were a child. And great thing is you can also post these badges in a public profile, so you can kind of highlight and show your skill set, as well as connect it with your LinkedIn account to help build not only your Salesforce experience, but your professional experience as well. So how do we get started? So the first thing you need to do is you need to register and create an account. Now, your existing login that you do have for your current Salesforce environment will work on here. So you can log in with that. It'll just ask for permission to use that credential on this site. But an expert tip is to actually register completely new and register with a personal email address. When you do that, not only do you develop your identity in Trailhead, but it also creates your free developer org, which you will be using for various challenges throughout the trails. Another thing is that because it is your personal email address, if you happen to change, you can keep that with you and not have to redo various modules if you're moving from company to company. So the way that Trailhead is comprised is really designed to be trails. And what is a trail is that essentially of the 108 modules that Salesforce has on Trailhead, they kind of group those modules into different settings. So as you can see here, there's the Learning CRM Essentials, and that's 5 modules, and then at the beginning, 8 modules. So they kind of keep them together. Some of them overlap. Some of the modules are shared between different trails. But essentially, they kind of put you on a guided path. It's a very structured, do this module first, then you go to this module, and then that module. And so if you don't know where to go, the trails are really designed well, and they constantly are expanding and growing in the functionality. But if you would like, and you're more of a choose your own adventure type, you can actually go directly to the 108 modules and just pick and choose and create your own trails. There is no order. There's no like you have to do this one first before you get to that one. The only time that comes into play is in what they call the super badges. You do have to earn the lower badges before you can go for the super badge. But these modules, they're constantly updating it. Every release, every month or so, they bring them out. Sometimes they're only out there for a little bit of time. They have really fun modules. Like around April, they have, instead of the chatter module, they have a catter module, which is all about cats. And so they do have a lot of fun ones. They also bring out modules specific to each release, and those are only available while that release is active. So definitely keep going back and checking to see if new modules have been added. They do email out that information as well if you want to subscribe to their list. There's also an aspect called projects. So projects are very similar to modules, but whereas modules is kind of learning a skill, and the trails, kind of focus on skill development. Projects really kind of help you take those skills and apply them in a very concrete way. So, for example, here on the top right there, you see the Quick Start Lightning Process Builder. So whereas some of the other modules may take you through various aspects and information around process builders and workflows and things, this one is a really concentrated project that really walks you through the steps to actually build a process using the Lightning Process Builder. So if you kind of want to go those project ways or test your skills after going through a module, the projects are a great way to really put those skills to the test. So let's take a deeper dive into the modules themselves. So every single module, like the Summer 16 release here, is broken down into various units. As you can see, each unit has an approximate amount of time, but you can take longer. You can, depending on kind of where your skill and reading speed level, I should say, is, you're going to be able to really go through these modules at your own pace. These estimates are very accurate as far as if you're going through step by step and learning. The number of units in each module does vary, and each unit has very step-by-step directions. So here's an example of one of the units within the basic admin modules, and this one is around data. And so we know that a few weeks ago, Libby presented a series on how to identify bad data and lose that 20 pounds of bad data from your system. And so this is a really great module that kind of supports and talks a little bit about what is bad data and how can you address things in your company to attack bad data. But one of the things that you'll see in every single unit is always going to be some learning objectives at the top. As you see on the right, it shows the time estimate, and then it has the different topics. Included in the topics is always a resource area, and the resources provide great links to other tools and more information if you want to learn more about that specific issue. And at the end of every unit, there is a challenge. There are usually two types of challenges. The one on the left is the multiple choice challenges. So these ask you questions based on the material you've learned in that unit. But then the really, in my opinion, the really fun ones are the developer edition challenges. So as we stated at the beginning when we were talking about registering and creating your Trailhead account, one of the things you will need is a developer org. These are free environments for you to explore and test your skills and are tied directly to your Trailhead environment. So if you did log in to Trailhead at the beginning with your existing Salesforce ID, you will need to go and create a developer edition. And when you click on Launch Developer Edition, if you don't have one, it will walk you through the process of how to acquire one so that you can complete the challenges. And in order to get your badges, you do have to complete those challenges and process through to kind of show Salesforce that you've mastered that skill. And of course, why do we do this all? It's for the badges, right? So when you finish a unit, you get a great high five from Astro, that little raccoon guy, that's his name, or her name. And when you complete all the units within a module, you get a woohoo, and you have a shiny new badge to add to your profile. And on the right-hand side there, you get to see a snippet of what that public profile looks like. So it shows how many badges you've had total, and it'll list every single one. I know people who have completed 30, 40, 50 different badges, and there just goes on for screen after screen after screen, which is just really fun. Some of the great things is that Salesforce, if you're really following in the success community, the Trailhead community, they do challenges. So they'll say the first, so many people to complete the new release, to get the new release badge. Maybe you get a t-shirt, maybe you get a stickers or something. They do lots of fun contests and stuff, so definitely stay involved and connected to that, and rack up those badges and show them to your boss and board members show them how you're really leveraging the tool, not just for the volunteer engagement, but really how you can leverage the tool for your entire organization. So I want to take a moment to actually show you how easy it is to earn that badge. So if you give me just one moment, we're going to swap over and we're going to actually earn a badge together. And so I'm going to go to the Learn CRM Essentials. As you can see, I am 90% of the way there, and I only have one account, one unit left to do. So I'm going to get here, click on Getting Started with Accounts. Of course, the good student that I am going to see that it takes 20 minutes, which is the full duration of our workshop. And so I've actually read this in advance of the webinar. So I've studied this material, learned the different kinds of accounts and what options are available. And I can scroll down. As you can see, there's lots of screenshots. Some of these even include videos that show you how to do the information and show you some really great tips and tricks for leveraging the solution. Even gives you step-by-step directions on how to implement new things in your environment. And then, of course, the all-important resources, which provide you more information on how to leverage the tools here. So, of course, now I get to the end and I have my challenge. So I'm going to connect my developer org. And all this is doing is linking the developer org to my Trailhead. And now I'm going to be able to launch the developer org and follow the steps that provided. So you can see it's opening a new environment. And here's my developer org. Be aware it may look a little bit different than your existing Salesforce environment. Again, because it's a developer org, and maybe depending on how you configured it from other trails. So don't be startled by that. So it's gonna say create an account. And I want to create an account. And one of the things when doing this is you want to make sure you capture the full name and follow the directions very explicitly. So I'm going to go to Accounts. I'm going to create new. And we're going to see that it was a prospect. I think that the industry was energy. I'm going to choose energy. And this should be a business account. And then I'm going to create a contact with Amanda and link it to the Smith account. Hit save. Now, one of these things here, it says this should be a business account. So what does that mean? Well, that means that I need to have a record type. So I'm going to actually go here to Setup. I'm going to customize my account. I go to record type. Create my business record type account. And how to do this is all provided in the directions in the module that in the unit that we just went through. So now I'm going to go back to that Smith Enterprise account, and I am going to edit my page layout so I can add the record type. I'm going to change it to business and hit save. So now that I've completed all the steps in the exercise, I can check my challenge, see if I completed it. Fingers crossed. Woohoo! We completed it. We earned a shiny new badge. And not only that, but I have now completed the Learn CRM Essentials 100% done, and I can now move on to my next trail. So again, some things to really keep in mind when you're doing those challenges is follow them directly. If I were to have added a parent account or maybe a phone number because I wanted to be really detail oriented, it could have errored out my check. It really follows to the letter what the steps and materials they provide are. So now that we feel good about earning our badges and getting started, you may not know where to go. If you haven't already done the CRM basics like I did, it's a really good place to get started. But I also recommend the admin beginner. Even if you're someone who's been an administrator for a number of years, there are a lot of tidbits in there and quick tricks that you may even know that you could do. So it's a great place to start. There are also 2 nonprofit specific modules. One's on fundraising basics and the other's on donation management. Both of these are built off of from the nonprofit starter pack. So if you're curious and want to learn more about the nonprofit starter pack and how it can be leveraged within your organization, those are 2 great modules to help get you started. And then of course, the summer release. Every single release, Salesforce brings out lots of great new features. These modules are a great way to learn about those features, how to implement them for your organization, and what are things to look forward to and get excited about. So definitely check those out if you don't know where to get started. But of course, choose your own adventure or jump on another trail. If you want to take a whack at becoming a developer, try the developer beginner admin trail or developer beginner trail and see where you can go. First, we thank you for joining us today for our HandsOn Connect University. We do have some upcoming webinars next week. Next Tuesday, we will be doing a presentation on the nonprofit starter pack, just a quick introduction to what that feature is. Wednesday, we will be doing our HandsOn Connect roadmap, and a preview of HandsOn Connect 3.0. And then next Thursday, we'll be back here again with another Connect University. And this time we're going to be focusing on page layouts and how you can leverage them to improve the way you collect data for your organization. I really appreciate your time today, and we look forward to seeing you at the next webinar.